Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about some brand new details coming out of E3 with Ghost Recon Breakpoint. There's a boatload of new information that we're going to be talking about in today's video. I will link this entire post down in the description below if you guys want to check it out for yourselves and read through all of the specific details. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to be talking about in today's video, we're going to touch base a little bit more on the class system because I know this is a hot topic right now. We got a few more fine details with some of the things that we're going to be seeing with the two new classes that were revealed at E3, which is the Assault and the Field Medic class. So the Assault class is the master of the front line. There is a true grit technique that's actually going to be active on this class, and it temporarily restores health and reduces damage taken. So think a little bit for this class, think it similar to the Point Man class in the Ghost War PvP in Ghost Recon Wildlands, and the Assault class actually has access to a gas grenade which deals continuous damage to enemies in the area. So actually the first time I saw this grenade actually in use was actually a YouTube channel called Node. For those of you guys that don't know who they are, they make amazing content, and I will link their channel down in the description box below. But they actually got flown out to LA to actually play the Ghost Recon Breakpoint demo a little bit early, and in their gameplay we actually got to see the gas grenade showcased, and it looks badass, especially if you're able to throw it into a confined space where there's a lot of enemies. It's going to do a lot of damage. Now moving on to the Field Medic class, this is the perfect support class for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. For those of you guys out there that like to play the healer or just kind of play a support role when you're playing a tactical shooter, this is going to be the class for you. Its special technique allows Ghost to use the medic drone that can shoot darts at allies to heal and revive them, and even when the field medic is down, Ghost can still use it to revive themselves. So this is going to be a great feature for those of you guys that are going to be playing in 4-man squads, because this is your ultimate healer support class for the game itself. And also with this, we did find out a few more details about the other two already confirmed classes. So in the Panther class, this is going to be your main stealth class. They're actually going to have access to an item called the cloaking spray, which literally looks like a can of spray paint, and it's going to enable them to hide from drones for a while. So for those of you guys that really don't want to deal with drones, this is the main stealth class. All you have to do is activate that equipment, and it's going to hide you from the drones. It's going to make you much more stealthy, and it's going to make it so that you don't really have to worry about them. As well as with the sharpshooter class, they are actually going to have access to a sensor grenade. So we did find a little bit of information that was kind of hinting at this, but they never actually used the term sensor grenade. So similar to how it probably was in Ghost Recon Future Soldier, as well as I believe there was a sensor grenade in the Ghost War PvP, it's going to act very similar. So this is definitely going to be a crucial equipment as you're playing through a 4-man squad with Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Now moving along to perks. So we haven't really found out a whole lot of information about perks, but perks are actually passive effects that improve specific aspects of your character. So players can equip up to 3 perks, and if you like holding a gun, try the Gorilla perk to receive bonus in handling and injury resistance. If you like stealth, try the Crouch Stealth to get a crouching bonus and noise reduction, as well as if you like to run and gun, yes, you can run and gun in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Try Explosives Expert to get a bonus when you throw grenades. So those are just a very few of the perks that we're probably going to be seeing in the release of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. There's probably going to be a boatload, and this just adds more content to the game. It allows us to have more free playstyle, play however we want, so I'm excited to see those in the game. Now moving on to bivouacs. For those of you guys that don't know what the bivouacs are a safe place to rest and prepare for battle, both in solo and co-op, and you're going to find them in various spots spread across Aroa. These are also going to act as your fast travel points, so think of these similar to how the rally points were in Ghost Recon Wildlands, except these are also going to be your base of operations as well. So once per bivouac, you will actually be able to gain a temporary buff by performing specific actions, such as cleaning your weapon, repairing your drone, healing yourself, or eating food or water. Along with that, you're also going to be able to craft items thanks to the materials and loot that you're going to find in the open world, as well as you're going to be able to check your character and your squad's gear. So basically, this is going to be your operations base in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. You can pretty much do anything and everything that you want from this location, and you can all kind of meet up there, set up the bivouac, do everything you need to do, as well as once you break camp, you're also able to choose the time of day for when you break camp. So for instance, if you set up the bivouac in the morning and you want to attack a mission at night, you can choose to leave the bivouac at night, so you can kind of go about your mission exactly how you want. Now moving on, we're going to be talking about the progression system in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So this, we really haven't found out any information about this up to this point. So Ghost Recon Breakpoint is a military shooter at heart, and they went on to say that they took care of every everything to ensure that this guides their design philosophy when integrating new mechanics into the Ghost Recon franchise. So in the game itself, players will be able to evolve through two different level types. So there's a player level and there's a gear level. So the player level will allow players to earn skill points as they progress to unlock new skills and perks, and the gear level is the average level of the player's equipment, including all weapons and some pieces of gear, including headwear, gloves, vests, pants, and shoes. So before you guys start freaking out, this system is definitely going to be different than it was in Tom Clancy's The Division. It's a lot more tame. No matter what gear you have, you're still going to be able to take down enemies in one shot as long as you go about it tactically, but just by playing the campaign, you're going to get all the gear you need to be on par with the endgame enemies, and you will not need to engage in secondary activities to get gear if you don't want to. So if you want to go out there, complete everything, do all the side objectives, you can, but you don't have to. So when it comes to progression in co-op, you can actually play with your friends in co-op regardless of differences in player or gear level, and world balancing is player centric, meaning your character level, gear level, and chosen difficulty setting will apply only in your session. Along with that, regions do not have level restrictions, so the raid is the only activity that requires a minimum level. Some activities and enemies have set levels, but you can still take them on at any time with the right tactics. So for instance, in Ghost Recon Wildlands, every single region in the game either was marked by 1 skull all the way up to 5 skulls based on their difficulty. There are no regions in Ghost Recon Breakpoint that are locked because of that to a certain skill level. So whether you're a first-time player or you've played the crap out of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you can explore whatever, wherever, however you want. And with all of that being said, PvP will actually have a separate balancing to ensure that all players have a fighting chance, whether they're just starting out or have the best gear. And they went on to say that they're going to have more to share on this very soon. Honestly, they did say earlier in the year that they were going to save the PvP for Gamescom in August. Hopefully we do get a little bit of information about it before then, because that is a long time to wait. But now moving on to the enemies. So human enemies have different types of protection, and some may be slightly harder to kill, but they can always be taken down with a single well-placed headshot unless they're part of a rare archetype supporting serious head armor such as the heavy. So I did notice actually at E3, some of the live streams, there were still people taking out the heavies with one shot. So for those of you guys out there that are worried about bullet sponges, human enemies are not going to be bullet sponges. But they did go on to say that drones will have a visible gear level that will affect several variables, including the amount of damage they can deal to the player and the speed at which they can detect the player. But it's still not going to be anywhere near the tankiness of the actual bullet sponge effect in Tom Clancy's The Division, and the gear level of drones will evolve as the players progress to ensure that there is always a challenge for you to take on, which I'm totally okay with that. Now moving on to the loot. So in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, players are actually going to be able to find two types of loot. This goes for weapons and gear and resources. So in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you will have a ton of weapons and equipment to complement the way you play, no matter your style. You'll find an arsenal of weapons that excel in every type of combat, close quarters, mid-range, and long range, and they went on to say that they want you to have fun trying out all new different weapons in Ghost Recon Breakpoint has to offer, but if you have a favorite weapon model, there are always ways to ensure that you can play with it throughout the game. Also, skill is still a Ghost's best weapon. A well-placed shot and good tactics will be rewarded no matter what weapon you're using in the game. Now moving on to the resources. So resources are basically materials that can be found throughout the world and will allow players to craft consumable items such as rations, bandages, or syringes, as well as weapon parts can be used to upgrade the mark of a specific weapon family. So that kind of ties into the fact that you can upgrade your weapons by finding different things in the open world, which I'm totally okay for. That does add a little bit of grind to the game. It adds for a longer life cycle of the game, so I'm totally for that. As well as drone parts can be found on drone carcasses and can be used to craft items related to drones, such as solo sync shot drones, which we actually saw in the reveal live stream. So that is going to allow you to play solo without AI teammates, as well as still be able to do the sync shot ability because of these sync shot drones. And also gear parts. So gear parts can be acquired when dismantling gear and can be sold to Erewhon, your base of operations. So this is the social hub. You can basically break down gear and sell that stuff to Erewhon to earn other things, in-game currency, maybe other items, stuff like that. So overall, that is pretty much all for the video, guys, touching base on some brand new information that we found out from E3 with Ghost Recon Breakpoint. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys are excited to hear some more information over the coming days with E3 being almost over, but not quite yet, make sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you are new to the channel to stay up to date on everything with Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I know I talk about this a lot, guys, but there are so many of you guys that actually watch my videos that are not actually subscribed to the channel. So if you guys enjoy the content you see on this channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you guys do not miss any of my uploads moving forward. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.